and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, we'd like to talk about AGUST's People Part 2, focusing on a little breakdown of the lyrics and a music video to see what they can tell us about the concept and meaning behind the track. People Part 2 is a song co-written by Suga himself that explores the dynamics between people and the unraveling emotions experienced during their relationships. As the second collaboration with IU following 8, People Part 2 is the continuation of the song People, which was originally released in the mixtape D2. Back then, Yoongi explored the themes of change and judgment as he reflected on people's perspectives when it comes to others. He described the different ways people might see him as, how people might judge his life and choices, but whether their opinions were good or bad. He also highlighted how fundamentally useless judging others actually is. The general takeaway of his first reflection on people was that people change, and their perspective often changes along with them. What is special to you might be ordinary to him, and what is special to him might be ordinary to you, but these perspectives are dynamic because everything goes and life is always in a state of becoming. At the end of the day, people are people. Above all differences, we're all human, and this concept is also explored in People Part 2. This time around, Suga uses the voice of AGUST to introduce us to me Yoongi, which is the human behind these multiple personas. Showing Yoongi means showing one of the people he talks about in his reflections, and in the second installment, Suga focuses on the themes of loneliness and connection. As he explained himself at the end of the video, People Part 2 is a song that was written during the pandemic, at a time where Yoongi really thought he lost everything. Because of that, even if the song tells a story that he wants to share with others, it also has a personal message that he ultimately wants to give himself. Since Yoongi is one of the people he sings about, the song is for us and about us, but also for him and about him, which also goes to show how universal his reflections actually are. You see, in this context, Yoongi talks about loneliness as a fundamental state of humanity. While the song explores the constant repetition of emotions that people go through, once love, loss, fear and sadness go by, all that is left is us by ourselves. IU's chorus is in charge of portraying this constant repetition of emotions, but the sweetness of her voice is also in contrast with an underlying sense of helplessness at the pointlessness of it all. According to Yoongi, people are alone. They might not be lonely, sure, they might share their experiences with others, and it's important that they do, but instead of every one of us, we are alone until we die. This is a topic that Yoongi was always interested in, but as you can imagine, the pandemic exacerbated this feeling because at that point, people were lonely inside and out. The visuals of the video bring us right back to that moment in time. We see Yoongi while he is at home, and while he's not inherently sad, he's very much alone with his own thoughts. Following the repetition of emotions described in the lyrics, even the video alternates action to stillness. He writes lyrics, then he pauses and he is alone. He records and he is alone. He washes his hands and he is alone. He plays with the dog, drinks coffee, plays guitar, and he's always fundamentally alone. As we see him smile in the video, we kind of get the sense that is not necessarily a bad thing. Yes, we are all lonely, but we are all united in this loneliness, so paradoxically enough, solitude connects us all. This is how Yoongi sees people and therefore himself, but during the pandemic, all these feelings were greatly exaggerated, so we can apply these lyrics to his particular experience. You see, if we read the lyrics as a message from AGUST to Suga, People Part 2 becomes the record of how Yoongi felt while thinking he lost everything. While reflecting on the conditional nature of love, he recognizes how fragile it can be and how easy it is to lose it. Even if he wishes for a sincere connection, Yoongi also realizes how temporary love can be, because forever is as fragile as a sandcastle. These lines are also a reference to 8, because as IU talked about losing everything, in his verse, Suga compared eternity to a sandcastle. Considering that both songs deal with loss and longing, referencing the sandcastle in People Part 2 seems very intentional, so after doing so, his thoughts on love move on to sadness. He wonders if it's loss that makes him sad, but it's not, it's dread. It's the fear of not knowing what happens next that shakes him, so as he sees the future he wanted crumbling down, he feels like a loser in this game of life. Now, if we put these lyrics in the context of the pandemic and how BTS might have felt about it, the message here is very telling. What seemed like a general reflection on love and the fear of losing it can also be interpreted as Yoongi's reflection on his dream and how he lost it faster than expected. That sincere connection that he was able to create through music crumbled fast the moment everything stopped, so the song addresses his feelings regarding this sudden loss. After experiencing the love that he wanted, now he's left wondering what comes after it ends. In a surprising turn of events, Yoongi ended up being as far away to his dream as ever before, and this idea is further highlighted with a reference to So Far Away, as one of the tracks from AGUST's debut mixtape, So Far Away was about Yoongi's endless drive to reach his goals. Even if at the time they were still far away, Yoongi was not going to give up. He was determined to reach his dreams, but after he did, he lost them so fast that in People Part 2 we're almost back to square one. No more than ever, this dream has gone far away. That forever that they promised was destroyed, people left, and the love ended, and the only constant here is Yoongi, who is alone living through it all. This is what People Part 2 is all about, really. It's about repetition of emotions, and how people endure it all by themselves. In the song, Yoongi initially thinks of the ways he can escape this loop. He wonders if love can ever be fully perfect on its own, and then he focuses on greed, which is a topic that he speaks about quite often. According to Yoongi, greed is something that always controlled him quite a lot, but the greed that he talks about is not the one that only focuses on wealth and money. Yoongi's greed goes much deeper than that. It's about ambition, as well as strong desire to fully realize himself. When seen in a positive light, it was his weapon and his drive pushing him forward, but over time it also became a monster to fear, as well as the shadow that wanted to swallow him. In People Part 2, greed takes the blame once again, because it's because of it that he cannot let go of that love and dream. He thinks that maybe he could be happy if he could give up on his greed, but by his own admission, that's a half illusion that will never be fulfilled. For better or worse, greed is a part of him, and even if he says that he does it all for you, that selflessness is selfish in and of itself. His greed pushes him to long for that love, to become that person, to fight for that forever, so by the end he concludes that the real fight is always against loneliness. Loneliness is something that we can never escape, and by the end he accepts that, just like he accepts that it's okay to cry about it. In a final message to himself and to the army that the purple flowers symbolize, Yoongi says that you are more than enough to be loved. Despite life is a cycle of good and bad, this is something that we should never forget. You are worthy of love even if no one is there to tell you, so after this reminder, the song ends like it began, to come full circle on the theme of repetition. To see what else D-Day has in store for us, we'll have to wait and see, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.